Welcome to the Lesson 6 of the Positive Psychotherapy Introductory Course. It's outlines the Lesson 6. Basic and Actual Capacities concept of the Positive Psychotherapy. Conflicts in everyday life as well as inner conflicts, which can lead to psychological disturbances and illness, often are connected to actual value judgments. Behind them stand concepts of love and acceptance or of carelessness, the values of orderliness, trust or patience, characteristics which in positive psychotherapy are known as actual capacities. Ways of behaving, values, virtues and conflictual ideas are connected to specific contents of actual capacities which are present in all cultures. Each person reacts in his own way to a concept which he has learned and developed during the course of his life, one which is impressed upon him by individual experience, and which has become an inherited model through culture and education. According to Nossrat Peseschkian, every person possesses two basic capacities: the capacity to love, expressed in the primary capacities as emotional needs, and the capacity to know, developed with the secondary actual capacities, the social norms. The capacity to love finds its expression in the primary actual capacities such as patience, time, and trust. The capacity to know finds its expression in the secondary actual capacities. It contains the capacity to learn, to collect experiences, and to teach, to give experiences to others. The primary qualities of the relationship with the first reference person makes it possible to relate to oneself, to be at peace with oneself, to perceive oneself, to develop a consciousness of oneself and the world, and finally, to deal appropriately with inner and outer conflicts. The primary capacity of patience is prerequisite for appropriate impulse control. The capacity trust is required for inner support, warmth, and a feeling of safety. How important is the unconscious, loving acceptance received from one's mother, the grandma who always has time and patience, or the internal figure of the father whom the child could trust so completely as to allow herself to fall into his arms or to trust with him something that she did not yet really trust by herself. The secondary actual capacities such as punctuality, politeness, openness, justice or fidelity often play a role as social norms in resolving conflicts and misunderstandings. Similarly, orderliness is one of the most frequent contents of conflicts between parents and children in Occidental cultures, also between the couples themselves. Justice, a primary capacity, and the experience of injustice must be faced and balanced again and again. Loving acceptance, taking time to understand and being patient. Obedience as an expression of discipline is for historic reasons not much prized in democratic Germany, but despite this, it is generally accepted as a fact of life and seen as constructive in the schools, and the inherent freedom to make decisions is set aside by the necessity to obey the rules. This, however, is one of the most frequent conflict factors in education. In psychotherapy, conflicts of the superego stand out in situations marked by religion as triggers for guilt conflict. Positive psychotherapy analyzes the specific content of the conflicts as triggers for the emotions and focuses in counseling or therapy on the inner and outer conflicts or values and the capacities which are the contents of these conflicts. The emotions which lead to suffering, or the physical symptoms, can then be understood as values functioning in a conflict of opposite concepts. In this connection, the conflict-centered process focuses less on the triggers than on identifying and then working through the conflict which caused them. This was the 6th lesson about actual capacities in the positive psychotherapy. If you were interested, like this video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next videos.